On the foreign scene, the Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has announced a collaborative economic framework between Japan and the African Development Bank that will see a maximum of $5.5 billion disbursed to Africa. Speaking at the opening of the 9th meeting of the Tokyo International Conference for African Development, Prime Minister Ishiba said the funds will be disbursed through the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and private sector investment. In his intervention at the plenary session on peace and stability, Nigerian President Bola Tinubu emphasized that ongoing investments in infrastructure, institutional reforms were aimed at improving the living standards of all Nigerians. Kehinde Amodu has the report.
An interesting development at the ongoing Tokyo International Conference for African Development is the Japanese Prime Minister's appeal to African countries to assist his country as it grapples with the challenges of a declining population and shrinking agricultural land. It is probably novel to those attending that a developed country is honest about what it needs from African countries in return for its resources. For Prime Minister Ishiba, mutual understanding, local solutions, and collaborative efforts are essential for the continent's development. In contrast to his country's aging population, Prime Minister Ishiba is underscoring the positives of Africa's youthful population and is cautioning that for their power to flourish, it is important to create a virile manufacturing industry and, by extension, employment. In creating solutions together, he says TICAD 9 will focus on 3 important areas: private sector-led sustainable growth, youth and women, and regional integration and connectivity within and beyond Africa.
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. Japan will take joint action with African countries toward concrete progress in United Nations Security Council reform. Japan also intends to work with Africa to promote a free and open Indo-Pacific based on the rule of law, which Japan advocated back in TICAD 6. Now we are entering an era when solutions originating from Africa will save the international community, including Japan. Japan wishes to remain a reliable partner that works together, a trusted partner with Africa.
For his part, the Nigerian President Bola Tinubu says the current successes of the Nigerian armed forces in the war against insurgency and criminality is a springboard for national development and stability. President Tinubu is therefore appealing for market-driven cooperation and partnership across nations, stressing that these would serve Africa better than appeals for aid and handouts. Perhaps a sign of this growing cooperation is the support of the Japanese government in the campaign for reforms in the United Nations organs. The Nigerian president, in calling for support, believes that African countries should be given a greater voice in the United Nations Security Council. Though fair, some experts find it hard to appreciate how this ties into talks about bettering the fortunes of the average African citizen.